as the week peters out here, Carol Massar,
Yeah.
coming off 6 straight weeks of gains here for the broad market, there won't be a 7th. I'm not sure if that's a bad thing. Maybe we just need a bit of a reset.
Maybe we needed a bit of a reset. Well, first of all, happy Friday to everybody. I'm looking at the stocks, though.
Did you get some macaroni bites earlier today?
Excuse me?
No, were there some?
They were on air.
Oh.
What?
Oh, yeah. That's right. When you guys go on air, too, they just roll out all the great food.
Yeah, they missed it.
Here
We know.
at Bloomberg World
Thanks,
Headquarters.
Scarlet and Romaine, for bringing us up.
Sorry for bringing it up.
Okay. I'm looking at the stocks, guys. It's actually doing some outperformance here. I'll tell you why when I get to my gainers, but it's up about 1%. You've got 27
That's a deep tease, everyone.
of the 30 names in the stocks are higher today. Yes, indeed.
I'm watching what's going on with crypto because we're actually seeing Bitcoin down about 2% right now. Just after we went live, at about 2 o'clock today, the Wall Street Journal reported that federal investigators are probing the cryptocurrency firm Tether. Kind of sent some shivers throughout the industry today.
I feel like everything we're seeing right now is just positioning for the next 2 weeks. You've got a big week of earnings, you've got a big jobs report, then you've got the early voting beginning already and the election the following Tuesday. There's a CFTC positioning update that Romaine broke earlier talking about how traders are flipping back to long dollars at a time when gold continues to make new highs.
Yeah, absolutely. Here, I mean, when you talk about event risk, I think these next 2 to 3 weeks are really going to be chock full of it. Of course, with those earnings, Scarlett was referring to the election, and don't forget a Fed meeting right on the heels of that. Throw in the mix, of course, a jobs report and everything else. Woo! All right, let's wrap up this week, though.
Wait, is that a who?
It was a woo, but slightly different. Forbes are ringing the bell there at the NYSE, and can't really see who that is over at the NASDAQ, but you can see the NASDAQ composite. That is your bright spot on the day, up about 0.6%. The S&P 500, we're going to call it unchanged on the day, though decidedly down on the week. The Dow Jones Industrial Average down 0.6% on the day, also down on the week, and the Russell 2000 closing out this Friday down by 0.5%.
Guys, want to guess what the number one gainer is in the S&P 500 this week? Do not cheat.
For the week?
Yeah, for the week.
Tesla.
Nice job, up 22%. Well done.
No cheating.
Well done.
No. It's just,
knows.
it was just an outsized gain the other day. So.
Yeah, okay. Genuine Parts is the worst performer, down about 20%. S&P 500, guys, today, 150 names to the upside, about 350 to the downside today.
All right, let's take a look at the sector performances here. It's a real split, although definitely tilted to the downside. Your worst performers are utilities, and of course, they've been on a roll because of the AI play. That group is down 1.5%. Financials losing ground by 1.1%. I know that Tim's going to talk about the New York Community Bank being one reason why. Consumer staples losing 0.75%. And on the flip side, communication services, tech, and consumer discretionary, which is like home to all those big tech names, they're up.
All right, so a mixture of red and green. All right, let's get to some of the individual gainers. Got to say that there was a lot more outperformance earlier in the session. NVIDIA, for example, was up about 2.6% at its highs today, finishing the day with a gain of about 0.8%. B of A Securities out, pounding the table for a portfolio of AI chip stocks, citing a generational capex cycle in generative AI infrastructure. The analyst over there, Vivek Arya, saying his top picks are NVIDIA and Broadcom. So we did see NVIDIA a little bit of a pop in today's session. Tapestry, number one gainer in the S&P 500 today. This one up 13.5%. We know this story, right? We were talking about it yesterday. This one soaring, got the news after the close, after a federal judge yesterday blocked Tapestry's planned $8.5 billion acquisition of Capri Holdings, citing harm to competition in the accessible luxury handbag market. So you did see investors happy that this deal may not happen. One more, Deckers. We talked about this too. After the close, some earnings coming out, finishing with a gain of more than 10%. It, too, was a top gainer in the S&P 500. Company posted second quarter net sales that beat the average analyst estimate, and it also boosted its sales forecast for the full year. That stock, by the way, up 51% year to date.
Why does Tapestry not just go by Coach or Kate Spade or Deckers by UGG?
And somebody said even Burberry. I think we had a Bloomberg opinion column by Andrea Falstad who said maybe they should go after Burberry or something.
If the FTC will allow it.
Yeah, well, we'll see.
Yeah.
Can I just put honorable mention on your board, Carol Massar?
You know, I kept it to 3 because I know you don't like what I do. So I don't
All right,
know
we'll just move on.
Go ahead, Romaine.
I was going to say there was a phenomenal move earlier today in Newell Brands, which was up about 20% on the back of their earnings report this morning here. Kind of a potential turnaround story there.
Because I like you, yes, you can do it.
Yeah, thank you. That's like, you know those big Rubbermaid things,
Got a lot of Rubbermaid at home. Yep.
I think you would have those on your boat, right?
All right, let's
Moving
go
on.
to some of the decliners. I do want to go back to McDonald's. Shares fell again after the CDC said that outbreak of E. coli linked to McDonald's burgers has infected 75 people in 13 states. Shares fell another 2% today, close to 3%. The CDC said the risk to public is very low due to the actions taken by McDonald's and the onion supplier Taylor Farms. Here's what the CDC said. The true number of sick people in this outbreak is likely much higher than the number reported, and the outbreak may not be limited to the states with known illnesses. As a reminder, 22 people have been hospitalized. 2 people have developed hemolytic uremic syndrome. It's a serious condition that can cause kidney failure. Let's take a look at Capri Holdings. Shares just plunged today. This after the federal judge late yesterday blocked the company's planned $8.5 billion acquisition by Tapestry, the maker of Coach and Kate Spade handbags. Shares fell close to 50% today. And then finally, New York Community Bank Corp shares fell after the company provided guidance for net interest income and earnings per share for 2024 and 2025 below Wall Street expectations. The company also recorded higher than expected provisions for credit losses in the third quarter. Shares ended up falling today by more than 8%.
All right, let's take a quick look at yields here. On the day, you did see a modest increase in yields going higher here on the day. We can just take a quick look there. Up about 2 basis points on the short end. You're up at 4.1. We should point out, there's been 5 straight days now where we've seen that 2-year yield drift higher here. The 10-year yield also drifting higher here. 3 basis points on the day, but on the week, up about 15 basis points on the week. In fact, that's one of the biggest weekly moves higher in yields that we've seen in the last couple of months.
All right, guys, I've got a question for you, a story on our radar, courtesy of the New York Times, and I have a question for you. Are you gate lice?
That sounds really gross, Carol.
Well, it's actually, you know those folks, the zones are called Zone 1, Zone 2, and they're really Zone 3 or 4, but nonetheless, they cut the line and they go up and they try to get on early. Well, American seems to maybe have a solution for that.
Yeah, so what they're going to do, which I'm surprised that they don't already do this across airlines, but what they're going to do is when a passenger tries to board the plane early and they're not in that group that's been called, this new system will give an audible signal to the gate agent. That's according to the airline.
Gate shaming.
Gate shaming, maybe a very loud one that lets everybody know all around them that they were in the wrong line.
I don't know. Some people you just can't shame.
True story. Carol and I were flying to LA just a couple of weeks ago.
Are you going to embarrass him?
No. Do you remember we were in line waiting and that guy cut in front of us and
cut in front of me. I was talking to you.
Yeah, he
my
cut in
back
front
was
of you.
turned.
And he went through, and the gate agent totally let him through. But there was another guy in line who was with us who was just so enraged by this and just doing everything he could to control himself.
And I wanted to say something, and he said, "No,
yeah,
don't
he said,
do it.
"Don't say, don't
Just
say
leave
anything."
it. Just leave it. Yeah. Well, I mean, now you would wait for this
this
beep to come through, and I don't know if a guy like that would have made a difference, right? He would have been like, "I'm already through. Doesn't matter. I don't care."
Do you follow the line, right, Romaine?
Yeah, well, usually I'm in Zone 1, not to brag.
Oh, there it is.
Sorry.
Okay, so not an issue for Romaine. The other story that we're keeping an eye on, this is wacky, right? Silicon Valley entrepreneurs, they're investing in SRM, solar radiation management. It's a way to cool the Earth by reflecting sunlight to cool the planet. Yeah, you know how when volcanoes explode, the ashes...
No, I don't actually.
Well, when they do, ashes cover the sky and it cools down the temperature on Earth.
And so they decided to do this artificially?
Kind of, yeah.
Okay, I'm pretty sure I saw a James Bond movie that it had this exact same plot and it did not end well. What's the longer term purpose of this?
To slow climate change, basically, to slow global warming.
Okay, all right.
I
know nothing, as you know, I know nothing about earth science, so maybe this works. But I don't know, I always feel like once human beings start meddling in this stuff, it never really goes the way we intend.
Well, during the Beijing Olympics, didn't they see the clouds to make sure that there wasn't any rain? So they've already done things like this.
Yeah,
or some countries have done things like
yeah,
this.
and the Saudis tried that too, and you saw exactly what happened over there early this year with all that flooding. So, I mean, it's like, I don't know. I mean, I guess if you get it right, great, but am I supposed to trust in the Silicon Valley Bros?
Well, that's the thing, right? Their mantra is, move fast and break things.
No offense to all the Silicon Valley Bros, but, there's a reason why they call you Silicon Valley Bros.
No comments, Tim?
Yeah.
I'm just letting Romaine
Hey, listen, there is money, though, that's going to it.
Tim's like, I'm just letting him go.
Just let him go. It's my strategy here.
It might be pretty soon, Tim.
All right. Who knows? Who knows where it'll all
By
go?
the way, before we go, shout out, Phil Lesh died today.
Oh.
Yeah. Great base. Carol, you have no idea.
Matt Miller will be very
basis
upset
over
about
at the
this.
Great Grateful Dead here, basically the counterpoint to Jerry
Do you know
Garcia.
what? I think my first.
He was 84.
One of my
so he
first
lived a lot.
concerts was the Grateful Dead.
Really? Oh.
Yep,
What was your first
my
concert?
brother was a mega deadhead and took
Was
me
it?
and my best friend.
Wait, everyone name your first concert. Because I'm curious what
Mine
remains
was
is.
Stevie Wonder.
Ooh, good
Pretty
one.
good. Mine was Toad the Wet Sprocket.
Wow.
Mine was Genesis, strangely.
Okay.
So this is a good icebreaker if we didn't all know
Now
each
we know
other.
how
This is what
old
you're
each
supposed to
one of
do
us
when
are.
you
I know.
Based on our responses. Bye-bye.
I'm a little hurt. I'm just going to say.
Time to wrap.
All right, that is a wrap. Our
Okay.
cross-platform coverage. Radio, TV, YouTube, Bloomberg Originals. Have a good and safe weekend, you guys. All right, we will see you again. Same time, same place, come Monday.